How's the market doing? I get that question every day, probably 5 or 6 times a day, and we're going to cover that today on Q&A Sunday. Stick around. All right, today on Q&A Sunday, we're going to answer that question of how's the market doing? Now, the easy answer for that is it depends. So what does that mean more specifically? Because it depends on where you're at in the market. Are you a buyer? Are you a seller? Are you an investor? Are you looking to move a multi-unit? Are you looking to move a commercial building? Are you moving a single family home? Are you buying a townhouse? What are you doing in the market? It all matters. So what I did was I wanted to break out just a few of the school districts in this area to give you a better sense of what's happening. And some of the school districts I broke out into price points, and some of them I just did the school district as a whole. So let's jump in. We're going to start with Bethel Park because the Bethel Park market is on fire. All right. So in the last 6 months, the average list price to sell price ratio has been over 100%. It has been as low as 101% and as high as 104% per month over the last 6 months. Crazy. Days on market over those same 6 months, 18 days on market, which is, again, anytime you're less than 30 days is fantastic. Under 20 is amazing. And then one of the other things that we're going to track throughout all this is the months of inventory. And that's your absorption rate. What that means is how many months would it take to sell all the active homes that are on the market. Now, in Bethel Park over the last 6 months, it has been less than 1 month across the board. So that means in less than 30 days, if no new houses came on the market in Bethel Park, there wouldn't be any houses on the market in Bethel Park. So crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. So again, now we're going to jump into South Park because it's right next door to Bethel Park. Wanted to see how it was doing. The average list price to sell price ratio over those 6 months, 99 is the lowest and 104 was the highest per month in the average list price to sell price ratio. Days on market, 29 days in that 6 month period. Average months of inventory, I did this a little bit different on this one. The lowest it was 0.3. That means in like 10 days, there wouldn't be any houses left. And the highest it's been over those 6 months was 0.8, so still less than a month. Amazing, amazing numbers there. Upper St. Clair. Now, Upper St. Clair, or those of you who know, is obviously a little bit of a higher price point than Bethel or South Park. So you're going to have a little bit more inventory there. It's a bigger area as well. There's more houses, and there's a lot of really expensive houses, and sometimes the really expensive houses sit on the market a little bit longer because our buyer pool in Pittsburgh for that $1 million house just isn't what it is in some of the other areas. Now, the average list price to sell price ratio in Upper St. Clair was as low as 96, which is still fantastic, and as high as 100% over those 6 months. Or actually, I'm sorry, that I did year to date because I just thought that it was crazy that it was all year at that rate. 36 days on market is the days on market currently this year for Upper St. Clair, and all year it has been under 1.5 months of inventory, which is fantastic. Now, Canon McMillan, that's the school district I am currently standing in. That's where our office is. It's where we do a lot of business because that's where we live. So on this one, I broke it out under 500,000 and over 500,000 to see if there was a difference in the market there, because that's kind of our tipping point to consider what we call luxury here in Pittsburgh. So in Canon Mac, under 500,000, list price to sell price ratios over the last 5 months have been for between 99 and 102%, which is amazing. Days on market over the last 5 months, 26 days, which puts obviously the inventory at under 1 month over those last 5 months, which is great. Now, over $500,000 in Canon McMillan. Average list price to sell price ratios over the last 5 months have ranged anywhere from 98 to 103%. That's fantastic. 20 days on market. 20 days. It's less than what's in the under 500 category, which I thought was blew my mind. And then it's been less than 45 days of inventory here in Canon McMillan over those last 5 months. Now, let's jump over to Peters Township. So Peters Township's the next school district over, and that's kind of your, we'll call it the premier school district here in Washington County, for those of you who don't know us. And there is a very wide range of prices in Peters Township. So those prices can go up over $1 million. I mean, right now, a house just got listed for $6 million yesterday. And between you, me, and the lamppost, I didn't really like it that much. For $6 million, I'd want to be like, wow. But anyway, it's on 17 acres. It is an amazing property. Whoever has it listed, congrats on that. All right, so Peters Township, I broke it down under 300,000, 3 to 5, and then above 500. So under 300,000, the average list price to sell price ratio has gone from 99 to 103, anywhere over that in the last 5 months. Days on market, 24 days, which is great. And it has been less than 2 months of inventory and as low as 20 days of inventory in that price point. Between 3 and 500,000, the average list price to sell price ratio has been between 99 and 103%. Days on market has been 28, and the highest the months of inventory has been 1.5, and as low as 0.5. 0.5, that's 15 days that everything would be gone. Now, the over $500,000 market, again, there's a lot of over $500,000 market. I would actually say the majority of the houses in Peters Township are probably over $500,000. And the list price to sell price ratios in that price category have been between 96 and 99%. Days on market, 57. And the highest months of inventory is 3.2, and the lowest has been 1.6. So again, that's a big pool of people, and there's a lot of really expensive houses that are on the market. I mean, right now, there's probably 10 houses over $1 million in Peters Township, at least. I mean, on average, there's usually between 10 and 15 at any given time. So now, that's kind of school district specific in our little area here. I broke it out into Allegheny County and Washington County just because I wanted to see countywide what's been happening. So Allegheny County, that's where Pittsburgh proper is located, and that list price to sell price ratio has ranged from 98 to 100 all year. Average days on market, 32 days. Inventory has been as high as 1.4 and as low as 1.1. Now, Allegheny County is a huge area. So for the list price to sell price ratio to be 98 at the lowest, and the average days on market to be 32 is just absolutely crazy. Washington County, very similar numbers. Average list price to sell price ratio has been 98 to 101%. And again, that's each month. It could be, it could have spent months at 100. It could have spiked to 101 one time. All that, it could have dropped down to 98 just 1 month. So that's kind of the background on all that. And then days on market, 37. The highest the inventory has been 1.6 months, and the lowest has been 1.1. So again, very solid numbers. I know a lot of people are hearing on the news that the market is just absolutely crazy right now, and they're tracking national, and they're tracking closed transactions. So closed transactions are what has already happened. They're not seeing the indicators, the market slowing down just a bit just because inventory is climbing. I do a show on Mondays called the Monday Market Update, and that is showing that the market is, the inventory is climbing. So I like to, I want to give a shout out to my coach, Mike. He basically gave this analogy to me, and I've been using it all week since he gave it to me. We've been going 100 miles an hour, and now we're going 75. We're still speeding. We're still getting a ticket. We're just not going as fast as we were. So the market is still Awesome. And if you want to know more about how this specifically affects you, your house, your family, reach out to me, reach out to someone on the team. My number is 412-965-6387. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.